Good morning, sir. Are you Andrew Richie?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Richie has a motion to revoke his probation and cause number 22-40568. And what is the announcement?
Sorry to state, Your Honor. You gotta understand.
Yes, Your Honor. In talking to the Officer Ruiz, his probation officer, it appears as though due to medical issues that apparently began almost immediately after Mr. Ritchie was on probation. We have had a discussion about what might be the best thing to do with Mr. Ritchie here. It seems that he has now been cleared medically, and please interrupt me if I'm saying the wrong thing, Mr. Ruiz, but he only was able to report 9 times since 2023 due to that illness, and he has completed a CSR. What we would like to do instead of revocation is extend his probation by 2 years to make up for the time he has essentially missed on probation, so that he has the full period.
This moment opens with the defendant at a critical turning point: probation compliance or the risk of revocation. Andrew Ritchie is not facing a new criminal charge, but something the court often treats just as seriously: failure to follow the terms of probation. What makes this situation more complex is a claimed medical condition that may have interfered with his ability to fully comply. Now, the court must weigh 2 possibilities. Was this a case
So
of
what I'm
neglect
inclined to do
or a
is kind of
genuine
meet you guys in
hardship
the
beyond
middle,
his control?
just based on the nature of
At
the
its core,
offense
the decision
and
comes
some of
down
the
to
issues
judgment and discretion. The
that I
court
want to
must
make sure
determine
have
whether the
been
circumstances
addressed
justify
fully, so that
leniency
there's not
or
this issue
demand
again.
accountability.
Is I'll agree
Is
to a
this
1
someone who
year
deserves
instead of a
another
2 year
opportunity to comply, or has the
extension.
line
So that
already been
started, I
crossed?
guess it would
In
start
moments
technically
like this,
January.
probation
So
is
it'll
no
be till
longer just a
January of
second
next year.
chance. It
And
becomes a test
make
of
sure
credibility,
everything is going well.
responsibility,
There's not
and
any
whether
other
the
issues
system
that
should
need to be
extend grace
addressed,
or
and then
enforce
everything goes.
consequences.
Is that an agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
So we can do it 2 ways. If it's by agreement, Mr. Ruiz can just sign that modification order and you guys can dismiss the motion to revoke, or we can go through the motion to revoke and I can order it that way.
We'll sign. Oh, he has the ankle. That was something we can.
Well, we'll get some
Yeah,
first things
we'll get to
first.
that.
I don't have a problem with him being completed. I don't have a problem with that at all either. He completed, he paid for all his fees. He completed his community service. He did his anger management class.
So even without reporting, it sounds like he's done everything else he's supposed to.
So it's your discretion, but I don't have problems with him being completed.
We'll defer.
Let me look back real quick at the I've got that. I was just gonna see if I had my old PSI.
And Your Honor, it's my understanding that he paid for his community service hours, not actually having spent the time doing community service hours. It's the state's position that he complete more than 9 months on the charge that he was given probation for.
No, I don't, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Sounds like I need to see the PSI, but we don't know where it would be, do we?
State.
I mean, because, I mean, obviously they're given that opportunity to. You have one? Can I take a quick look at it? Thinking if there's. He obviously wasn't arrested for anything else during that period of time. I don't, let's look at one more thing. Y'all just give me a minute to kind of make sure I have a full picture and I'll decide.
Whichever process. Safe knowledge, then.
I should have numbers.
Yeah.
So what I'm inclined to do is kind of meet you guys in the middle, just based on the nature of the offense and some of the issues, that I want to make sure have been addressed fully so that there's not this issue again is, I'll agree to a 1 year instead of a 2 year, extension. So that started, I guess it would start technically January. So it'll be till January of next year. And make sure everything is going well. There's not any other issues that need to be addressed. And then everything ever goes fine, then you'll be done in less than a year. If you'll sign that, then you can either you go ahead and dismiss that motion, or do you want me to go through the motion and roll on it?
I'll just dismiss the motion.
Okay, I'll sign that when it comes through, but you need to stay and make sure you sign that order with your attorney that you agree to that 1 year extension. I'm going to leave that up to probation. Obviously, well, that was a condition of the bond because where are you living, Mr. Richie?
I'm in near one right now.
Okay. And do you intend to stay? You say like you're not going to stay there. Is that where you intend to stay or no?
I want to see if I can stay in Harris County or here. It's my job and I have a home there.
So you need to talk to probation about that. Is the biggest thing is you have to report. You'll have to report in Harris County and by mail here for the rest of that year. And I don't have an issue with that. So because that GPS was the condition of your bond, that's technically over today. So you will be able to remove that.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll be done.
This
in less
is
than
the
a year.
turning point.
If you'll
Rather than
sign
fully
that, then
accepting
you
either
can
side's
either
argument,
you go ahead and
the
dismiss that
judge
motion, or
chooses
do you
a
want me to go
balanced
through the
approach,
motion and roll on it?
reducing the
I'll
proposed
just
2 year
dismiss the motion.
probation
Okay,
extension
I'll
to
sign that
just
when
1
it
year.
comes through, but you need to
It's a
stay and make sure
decision
you
that
sign that
reflects
order
both
with your
restraint
attorney
and
that you agree
fairness,
to that 1 year
signaling that the
extension.
court is carefully weighing the
I'm
circumstances
going to leave that up
instead of
to
reacting to
probation.
them.
Obviously, well,
By
that was a
doing so,
condition of the
the
bond
judge
because where are
acknowledges the
you
medical
living, Mr.
explanation as a
Richie?
factor, but not a
In near
complete
one right
excuse.
now.
The
Okay.
message is clear.
The
court is
and do you
willing to
intend to
show
stay?
some
You say like you're not
leniency,
going to stay there.
but
Is that where you
probation
intend
is
to
still
stay or
a
no?
serious obligation.
One
Moving
to see
forward,
if I can
compliance
stay in
is
Harris
no
County
longer
or-
flexible.
Thing, if you don't do what you're supposed to and report in mail here or by online and in person in Harris County, if it gets transferred, you'll be right back in here on a motion to revoke your probation, and we won't have this probably nice of a conversation.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. You visit with your probation officer before you leave. You can get that signed, and he'll talk to you about the process to get it transferred to Harris County.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
It's expected. What we've just seen is a clear example of how courts navigate the balance between fairness and accountability in probation decisions. Andrew Richie stood before the court facing a motion to revoke his probation, a serious risk that could have led to confinement. The issue centered on limited reporting compliance, with only 9 check-ins since 2023, which would normally weigh heavily in favor of revocation.
So what I'm
However,
inclined to do
this
is kind of
case
meet you guys
introduced
in the
a key
middle,
mitigating
just based
factor,
on the nature of the
documented
offense
medical
and
issues that
some of the
began
issues,
shortly after probation started.
that I want to make sure
Both the
have been
defense and the
addressed
probation
fully
officer
so that there's not this
acknowledged
issue
that these
again
health problems
is, I'll agree
significantly
to a 1
affected
year
his ability
instead
to
of a
report
2 year
consistently.
extension.
The court did
So
not
that
dismiss
started,
this
I guess it
explanation.
would start
It was
technically
openly
January,
considered and
so it'll be
factored into
till
the
January
decision.
of next year.
In addition,
And
Richie had
make
fulfilled
sure
several other
everything is
probation
going well. There's
requirements,
not any other
including
issues
paying paying
that need to
fees
be
and
addressed,
completing
and then
required
everything
programs,
goes fine,
showing
then you'll be
partial
done in less
compliance.
than a year.
Still,
If you'll
complications
sign
remain.
that, then you can
Questions
either
arose
you go
about
ahead and
whether his
dismiss that
community
motion, or do you want
service
me to
was
go through the
actually
motion and
completed
rule on it?
or simply
I'll
paid
just
off,
dismiss the
which
motion.
raised
Okay,
concerns for
sign
the
that when it comes
prosecution.
through, but you need to stay and
Probation
make sure
is
you
meant
sign
to
that order
enforce
with your
responsibility
attorney that
through
you agree
action,
to that 1
not
year extension.
substitution. Faced with these
I'm
competing
gonna leave that up
factors,
to
the judge
probation.
reviewed the
Obviously,
full
well,
record
that was a
before
condition
reaching a
of the bond
decision.
because where are
In
you
the
living,
end, the
Mr.
court
Richie?
chose a
I'm
measured path,
in near
allowing
right
one
now.
more chance
Okay.
while reinforcing that
And do
compliance
you
must
intend to stay? You
improve
say like
moving
you're not gonna stay
forward.
there, is that or
It's
you
a
intend to
decision
stay
that
or no?
reflects both caution and
wanted
leniency,
to see if I can
highlighting
stay
how
in Harris
real-world
County
circumstances
or
can
here
influence
it's my
legal
job,
outcomes.
and I have a home
So what do you
there.
think?
So you need to
Did the
talk to
judge
probation
strike the
about
right
that. It's
balance,
the
or should
biggest thing
probation
is
rules
you
be
have to
enforced more
report. You'll have to
strictly,
report in Harris
regardless of
County and by
personal
mail
hardship?
here.